Hi friends, welcome back. So from this series, what we will do is we will take all the previous year GATE question paper and we will try to solve them. We will not solve the each question in detail. We will just mark the answer, and this is just because your revision purpose only, right? Sometime what happens when there are some short and crisp questions. So in those questions, we need some formulas, or we can say some method that need to be in our mind. So there will be a quick series, like we will just stick in every answer and you can relate with your preparation. And if you want detailed solution, you can visit in other forums like Gate Overflow and even on Geeks for Geeks, right? So on these platform you can get the complete solution. So let's start with the 2022 GATE CS question, right? So we will do one by one. Let's say first is 22, then 21, then 20, and so on and so forth, right? So I'll mark the answer. You can note them down too. So the first question that was in 2022, that is the dash is too high for it to be considered. So here the answer is our D, right? So that is the FARE, FARE is too high for it to be considered fair. Okay. Next question is, a function yx is defined in the interval 0 1 on the x-axis as this one, right? So which one of the following is the area under the curve? So I hope you remember this term, area under the curve for the interval 0 1 on the x-axis, right? So again I'm marking the answer only. So the answer is C, that is 13 by 16. So you can get it or you can get the detailed solution over the net or find by yourself. So the third question is, let R be a root of equation x square plus 2x plus 6 equals to 0. Then the value of expression r plus 2, r plus 3, r plus 4, r plus 5 is. So again here the expression is in the continuous form, right? So the answer for this question is the D, that is minus 126, right? Next question is, given below are four statements. Statement 1 is all students are inquisitive, right? Statement 2, some students are inquisitive. Statement 3, no students is inquisitive. And statement 4, some students are not inquisitive, right? So what the problem statement is, from the given four statement, find the two statement that cannot be true simultaneously, assuming that there is at least one student in the class. So for this the answer is our all students are inquisitive, right? And next option is no student is inquisitive. So the answer is A, statement 1 and 2 and 3. So these cannot be true, because if it is saying all students are inquisitive and in another statement it is saying no student is inquisitive, right? So these are conflicting. Now next question is fifth one. A palindrome is a word that reads the same forward and backward in a game of words. A player has the following two plates painted with letter A and D, right? So from the additional plates given in the options, which one of the combinations of additional plates would allow the player to construct a 5-letter palindrome, right? So the player should use all the 5 plates exactly once. The plates can be rotated in their plane. So if we solve this question, so we got the answer B, right? That is the RAR. This is what we will get. Next is the sixth question, right? So some people believe that what gets measured improves some other beliefs. So the what gets measured gets gamed. One possible reason for the difference in the belief is the work culture in organization. In organizations with good work culture, metrics help improve outcomes. However, the same metrics are counterproductive in organization with poor work culture. So which of the following is correct logical reference based on the information in the above passage? So first you will do the So the answer for this 6 is our B, that is metrics are useful in organization with good culture, right? Next is 7 question. In a recently conducted national entrance test, boys constituted 65% of those who appeared for the test. Girls constituted the remaining candidates and they accounted for 60% of the qualified candidates. Which one of the following is the correct logical inference based on the information provided in the above passage? So the answer for 7 is a D, that is the number of boys who qualified the test in less than the number of girls who qualified, right? Now the eighth question is, the box contains 5 balls of same size and shape. 3 of them are green colored balls and 2 of them are orange colored balls. Balls are drawn from the box one at a time. If a green ball is drawn, it is not replaced if an orange ball is drawn. So it is replaced with another orange ball. Okay, so first ball is drawn. What is the probability of getting an orange ball in the next round? So the answer of 8 is D, that is the 23 by 50. Next question is, the corners and midpoint of the sides of a triangle are named using the distinct letter P, Q, R, S, T and U, but not necessarily in the same order. Consider the following statement. So the following statements are: the line joining P and R is parallel to the line joining Q and S. P is placed on the side opposite to the corner T. S and U cannot be placed on the same side. Which one of the following statement is correct based on the above information? So the answer for 9 is our B, that is S cannot be placed at corner. Okay, so see, I am telling the answer directly because it will save a lot of time, and if you are preparing in a fast mode or in a revision mode, then these videos will definitely help you, right? So these are some handy tricks that I got, because what I used to do is, when I started my journey for GATE, then I prepared first time thoroughly, right? But from the second time the preparation wasn't required in depth. So there come our smart study. So in that way, what I did is, I used to prepare all previous year questions, right, in a revision method, because first time I have solved every question for the previous year. Second time onward, I just started revising them. So most of the question I have solved earlier, but now sometime in the answer I get the solution, and to call the answer I just get the whole concept, right? So that thing really helps, and which I thought was, I'll definitely share this method with you guys. So the 10th question is, plot of land must be divided between 4 families. They want their individual plots to be similar in shape, not necessarily equal in area. The land has equally spaced poles marked as dots in the blue figure. 2 ropes R1 and R2 are already present and cannot be moved. What is the least number of additional straight ropes needed to create the desired plots, right? A single rope can pass through 3 plots that are aligned in a straight line. So the answer for 10 is a D, that is 3. Okay, so now let's start with the core subject question. So you will see most of the question are repeated from the previous year. So that is why I'm asking, we just need the answer that is captured in our subconscious mind, and we will directly tick them before consuming any much time. So the 11th is, which one of the following statement true for all positive function fn? So the answer for 11 would be our A, that is fn square is the theta of function n square when fn is a polynomial, right? So remember this, and you can solve that. There is no worry if you want to solve all these one by one and get that okay, this meet the condition. 12 is, which one of the following regular expression correctly represent the language of the finite automation given below? All right, so let's see which meet this. So the 12 is our D, so you can directly get the D. So B, right, if it start with B, okay, and there is any time of A, then again we will get A, and then plus next time what we can get is A any time of B, right? Again and with B, so that can be an asterisk. I mean it could be in repetitive format. Then what we can get is the second format, that is A any time of B, right, plus B any time of A, right? You can get A any time of B, okay, and here, and next thing what you can do is B any time of A. So the answer is D. Now the 13 is, which one of the following statement is true? So for 13 our answer is D, that is LR1 parsing is sufficient for deterministic context free language, right? So all of them are false, but the D is true. LR1 parsing is sufficient for deterministic context free language. Now in a relational data model, which one of the following statement is true? A relation which only two attribute is always in BCNF. If all attribute of a relation are prime attribute, then the relation is in BCNF. Every relation has at least one known prime attribute, or BCNF decomposition preserve functional dependency. So for the 14 our answer is A, that is a relational with only two attribute is always is in BCNF, right? That means the third NF is the relation met with the 3NF, then that will be in BCNF if only two attribute are in BCNF. Next question is, consider the problem of reversing a singly linked list. To take an example, given the linked list below, right? So there is our head and this is tail. So you can see that there is a linked list. The reversed linked list should look like, right? So definitely E, D, C, B, A. Now which one of the following statement is true about the time complexity of algorithm that solve the above problem in order of one space, right? So for the 15 our answer is A itself, that the best algorithm for the problem takes theta of n time in the worst case. So and because every time we will have to traverse the complete linked list, right? So that is why n will be the size of our linked list. 16 one is, suppose we are giving n keys, m hash table slots, and two simple uniform hash function h1 and h2. Further, suppose our hashing scheme uses h1 for the odd keys and s2 for the even keys. So what is the expected number of keys in a slot? So for this that would be option B, which is n by m, right? Because we have n keys and m has table slots and two simple uniform hash function h1 and h2, right? So further, suppose our hashing scheme uses h1 for the odd keys and s2 for the even keys. So obviously that will be in n by m, that is B, 16th B, right? Next is 17, which one of the following facilities transfer of bulk data from hard disk to main memory with the highest throughput? So for 17 our answer is A, that is dynamic memory allocation based input output transfer, DMA based IO transfer, right? Next is let R1 and R2 be 4-bit register that stores number in 2's complement from form for the operation R1 plus R2. Which one of the following values of R1 and R2 gives an arithmetic overflow? So for 18 our answer would be B, that is R1 is 1100 and R2 is 1010, right? Next question is, consider the following threads T1 and T2 and T3 executing on a single processor, right? Synchronized using three binary semaphore variables S1, S2 and S3 operated upon using standard wait and signal. The thread can be context switched in any order and at any time. So what will be the answer for 19? So the answer is a C, that is S1 will be 1, right? S2 will be 0, right? And S3 will be 0, because which initialization of the semaphore would print the sequence? So for first it will go with 1, then 0, then 0. Now the next question is, consider the following two statements with respect to matrix A m into n, B n into m, C nn and D mm. So statement 1 is tr AB equals to TRBA, statement 2 is TRCD equals to TRDC. So where TR represent the trace of a matrix, which of the following holds, right? So for 20 it is C again. So that is both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. See, again, all these questions are solved, and I'm telling the answer only. Okay, so you don't need to bother about whether these are correct solution or not, because I have marked each and every question, solved them thoroughly, and get all the possible solution, or like from the forum and everything, and I'm telling this solution only. Okay, and if you want to verify them, you can obviously go to the other forum as well, right, to verify them. Now let's see the program. Yeah, my favorite. So hash include studio.h int main int args character, right? So that is an array pointer, and so int x equals to 1, z2 equals to 10 and 11, right, in that array, and our pointer is referring to null. And if we solve this program, so it is telling that what will be the printed here. So you can see that in the printf statement, right? So this will basically print DDD, all are in integer. So x will be our 10 year, right? And so basically this is the answer for this, that is the 10 10 14, and you can get that again, because C0 you can make simply box and give them address and the value, then you can run the program manually and get these values, right? So now the 22nd is consider an enterprise network with two Ethernet segment, a web server and a firewall connected via 3 router as shown below, right? So this is the router flow. What is the number of subnets inside the enterprise network, right? So here we have to find the subnet. For this the answer is 6 basically, right? So next question is multiple select questions. Okay, now we have MSQs. Which of the following statements are true, right? So first is every subset of recursively enumerable language is recursive. This is false. So if a language L and its complement L dash are both recursively enumerable, then L must be recursive. So this is basically true, because obviously if a language L and its complement both are recursive enumerable, then L will be our recursive language, right? So the C is complement of context free language must be recursive. That is also true. If L1 and L2 are regular, then L1 intersection L2 must be deterministic context free. So our answer is B, C, D, because D is also true. Now the 24 is let WB and WT be two set associated which organize that use LRU algorithm for cache block replacement. WB is a write back cache and WT is a write through cache. Which of the following statement are false, right? So you must need to read the question properly, because sometimes these are the dilemma. We read half of the question, but the actual question that is asked was opposite, like sometime cannot be, all the negative thing will be there, so we go for positive and tick the answer. So for 24 the answer is our A, B, D. A is each cache block in WB and WT has a dirty bit. B is every write hit in WB leads to a data transfer from cache to main memory, right? And D is a read miss in WB will never lead to eviction of a dirty block from WB. Now consider the following three relation in a relational database, right? So employee, EID, name, then brand, BID, bname, then own, EID, bname. Which one of the following relation algebra express written set of EIDs who own all the brands, right? So for 25th our answer is AB both. So first it will solve the inner one, right? Then the outer one, okay, and same goes for the D as well. Now 26 is which of the following statements are true with respect to deadlocks, right? So again, these are theoretical questions. So the answer is, let's read one by one. All right. So first is circular weight is necessarily condition for the formation of deadlock. Yes, that is obviously true. Circular weight is required here. In a system where each resource has more than one instance, a cycle in its weight for graph indicates the presence of a deadlock. This is not true. If the current allocation of resources to process leads the system to unsafe state, then the deadlock will necessarily occur. C is also false actually. And in the resource allocation graph of system, if every age is an assignment age, then the system is not deadlock state. Yeah, this is true. So the answer will be our A and D. Now the next question is, which of the following statement is true for group G? If for all xy belongs to G, then xy square equal to x square y square, then G is commutative. This is true, right? 27A is true. Then 27B is also true, right? Because if for all x belongs to G, x square equals to 1, then G is commutative. Okay, then here 1 is identity element of G, right? So this is also true. And C, what is saying, if the order of G is 2, then G is commutative. This is also true. So if G is commutative, then a subgroup of G need not to be commutative. No, this is not true. So A, B, C will be our answer here. Now 28 is our numerical type question, right? So let's see. Suppose a binary search tree with 1000 distinct elements is also a complete binary tree. So the tree is sorted using the array representation of binary heap trees, right? Assuming that the array indicates starts with 0, the third largest element of the tree is sorted at index. So I have solved that. So this is basically 4 to 5 line question, and you will get the third largest element of tree is stored at 509 to 509. So that will be our at index 509, right? Now consider the augmented grammar with this expression as set of terminals, right? So for 29 we will get, if I0 is the set of two LR0 items, right, then the go to closure content exactly. So you will have to solve this, like you can make a diagram for this also, and you will get the answer as 5. So that contains exactly 5 to 5 items, right? Now the 30 is consider a simple undirected graph of 10 vertices, right? If the graph is disconnected, then the maximum number of edges it can have is our 36, right? So here you can apply the formula, right? You can find or do it by yourself as well, and you will definitely get the 36 value. Consider a relation RABCDE with the following three functional dependency, right? AB depends on C, BC on D, C on E. So the number of super key in the relation R is, so for 31 it will be our 8. So there will be total 8 super keys. Now the number of arrangement of 6 identical ball in 3 identical bins are, so the number of arrangement of 6 identical ball in 3 identical bins are our 7. 33 is saying that a cache memory that has a hit rate of 0.8 has an access latency 10 ns and miss penalty 100 ns, and optimization is done on the cache to reduce the miss rate, right? However, the optimization result in an increase of cache access latency to 15 ns, whereas the miss penalty is not affected. So the minimum hit rate rounded off to 2 decimal places needed after the optimization, such that it should not increase the average memory access time. So the answer for 33 is our 0.85, right? You can again solve that too. The value of following limit is again from mathematics. This is our minus 0.5. Okay. So consider the resolution of the domain name www.gate.org.in in a DNS resolver. Assume that no resource records are cached anywhere across the DNS servers, and that iterative queries mechanism is used in the resolution. So the number of DNS query response pairs involved in completely resolving the domain name is, so the 35, our answer is 4. Now the 36, what is saying, again MCQ are here, but now these are of two marks. So first is 36, which one of the following is to close form for the generating function of the sequence n is greater than equals to 0 defined below, right? So this one. So for 36, again our answer is A, right? This expression. Now for 37, consider a simple undirected unweighted graph with at least 3 vertices. If A is the adjacency matrix of the graph, then the number of 3 cycle in the graph is given by the trace of the 37 is our D, A cube divided by 6. Next question is, which one of the following statement is false? Okay, so for 38, again I'll mark the answer only. So for 38, the answer is C. The memory access time using a given inverted page table is always same for all incoming virtual address. So this is false here, right? For 39, let RIZ and WIZ denotes read and write operation on a data element. Okay, so Z by a transaction TI respectively, consider the schedule S with 4 transactions, right? So these are the transaction. Now it is asking which one of the following serial schedules is conflict equivalent to S. So for 39, again our answer is A, right? T1, T3, T4, T2. Now for 40, it is asking, consider digital display system DDS shown in the figure that display the contents of register X. A 16-bit code word is used to load a word in X, either from S or from R. S is a 1024 word memory segment and R is a 32 word register file based on the value of mode bit empty. Select an input word to load N in XP and Q interface with the corresponding bits in the code word to choose the address word, right? So which one of the following represent the functionality of P, Q and T? So for 40, the answer is our C, that is 10 by 2 to the power 10 decoder, 5 by 2 to the power 5 decoder and 2 by 1 multiplexer, right? So sometimes what will happen if you are preparing for any other example like NTRO, ISRO, BAIL or NIELIT, so there you can get these question directly, right? Because most of the organization just pick the previous year question and give that to us. So 41 is, consider 3 floating point number A, B and C stored in register RA, RB and RC respectively as per IEEE 754 single precision floating point format, right? So the 32-bit content is stored in this register in hexadecimal form are as follow. Which one of the following is false? So for 41, our answer is B, that is C equals to A plus B. Consider 4 processes P, Q, R and S scheduled on CPU as per round robin algorithm with the time quantum of 4 units. The process arrives in the order P, Q, R, S all at time t equals to 0. There is exactly one context switch from S to Q, exactly one context switch from R to Q and exactly 2 context switch from Q to R. There is no context switch from S to P. Switching to a ready process after the termination of another process is also considered a context switch. Which one of the following is not possible as CPU burst time in time units of these processes? So for 42, our answer is D, that is P equals to 3, Q equals to 7 and R equals to also 7 and S equals to 3. Again we have one more C program, 43, right? And that is this one, integer array is multi-dimensional. Then okay, there are loop of for loop, then another loop is K, right? And it is telling what is printed by the program. So for 43 it will print me this, yeah, as we solve this. So this will print this. You can again hit and try the program right on the paper itself and you can get the answer. So because it is happening in loop, so in each loop, first time it will print this, then second time this, and then third time this. You will get the loop and loop as is for 3 times, because it will go to 0 to 2, right? And these value will be printed here, so you can get them accordingly. Now next question is our 44. What is printed from the below program? So this is the program, right? Character A equals to P, B, C, okay, and it is telling that ASCII encoding for relevant character is given below. So yeah, as for capital A, our is ASCII value is 65. For small a, it is 97. You can also remember these because these are sometimes very handy. For ASTIC, it is 42, plus it is 43, and minus it is 45. Now what it will print is for 44, the answer is our ZKS, right? So you can get these ZKS value from these ASCII numbers. So sometime what happens, there will be question, but they won't provide the ASCII value for them. So you will have to get them yourself. Now consider solving the following system of simultaneous equation using LU decomposition, right? So for 45, it is the answer is our D, that is L32 equals to minus 1 by 2, U33 equals to minus 1 by 2, and X1 equals to 0. Now the question is multiple selected question, MSQ. Which of the following is undecidable? So 46, our answer is ABC. Given two Turing machine M1 and M2, decided if LM1 and LM2. Right, and for 46, given a Turing machine M, decided if LM is regular, and for C, it is given a Turing machine M, decided if M accept all strings. Now the 47, consider the following language. Okay, this is the language. Note that WR is the reversal of string W. Which of the following is true? So for 47, our answer is A, B and C. L1 and L2 are regular. B, L1 and L2 are context free. C, L1 is regular and L2 is context free. 48 is consider the following language, right? Which of the following statement are false? So for 48, our answer is again B, C, D. Neither L1 nor L2 is context free. Okay, L2, L3 and L2 intersection L3 all are context free, and neither L1 nor it is complement is context free. Now 49 is again MSQ. Consider a simple undirected weighted graph G, all of whose each weight are distinct. Which of the following is which of following statement about the minimum spanning tree of G is true? So for 49, the answer is A. The edge with the second smallest weight is always part of any minimum spanning tree of G. B. One or both of the edge with the third smallest and the fourth smallest weight are part of any minimum spanning tree of G. And C. Suppose S is a subset of B such that S is not theta and S is not V. Consider the edge with the minimum weight such that one of its vertices is in S and the other in VS. So such an edge will always be part of any minimum spanning tree of G. So for 49, right? 49, our answer is A, B, C, all of three. Now the following sample undirected graph is referred to as the Peterson graph, right? So which of the following is true here? So for 50, our answer is ABC. A, the chromatic number of the graph is 3, right? B, the graph has a Hamilton path. C, the following graph is isomorphic to the Peterson graph. All right, so all these are true. Now consider the following recurrence. Okay, so this is the recurrence equation that we have, and the answer would be our A, B and C here, right? So you can solve them and get it. Which of the properties hold for the adjacency matrix A of a simple undirected unweighted graph having n vertices? So for 52, our answer is this one, A. The diagonal entries of A square are the degrees of the vertices of the graph. Now 53, which of the following is are true for eigenvectors for the matrix given below? So this is the matrix that we have, and the answer is A, C and D, right? So these are the answer for this. Now next question is 54, and it is consider system with 2 KB direct mapped data cache with the block size of 64 byte. The system has a physical address space of 64 KB and a word length of 60 bit. So during the execution of a program, 4 data words PQR and S are accessed in that order 10 times, right? And hence there are 40 access to data cache altogether. Assume that the data cache is initially empty and no other data words are accessed by the program. So the address of the first bytes of PQR and S are these respectively. For the execution of the above program, which of the following statement are true with respect to data cache? So for 54, the answer is our again A, B and D, right? A, every access to S is a hit. B, once P is brought to the cache, it is never evacuated. And D, that is 54, every access to R evicts Q from the cache. Now consider routing table of an organization router shown below, right? And which of the following prefix in CIDR notification can be collectively used to correctly aggregate all of the subnet in the routing table? 55 BD. So B is 12.20.164, this one, and D will be our 168.0. 56 is consider the relational database with the following 4 scheme and their respective instances. So this is the relational database that we have. This is the SQL. The number of rows written by the above SQL query is, so select asterisk from student where not exist nahi, where this is not exist nahi hai, is select C number from course where DNO D01. एक्सपेक्ट इसको छोड़ के सिलेक्ट CN0 CN number from register where SN number is SN. It will give us 2 rows, okay, and these will be D02 and D02, okay. 56, consider a network with 3 routers PQR shown in the figure below. All the links have cost of unity. So the router exchange distance vector routing information and have converged on the routing tables, after which the link QR fails. Assume that Q and P and Q sends out routing updates at random times, each at the same average rate. The probability of a routing loop formation rounded off to 1 decimal place between P and Q, leading to count infinity problems. So 57 is 0.5, right, for this. And 58, let GVE be a directed graph where B1234 is the set of vertices and E is the set of directed edge as defined by the following adjacency matrix. So for 58, our answer is 24. Okay. 59, consider a 100 Mbps link between Earth station and a satellite at an altitude of 2100 km. The signal propagates at a speed of 3 by 10 to the power 8 ms. The time taken in millisecond rounded off to 2 decimal places for the receiver to completely receive a packet of 1000 byte transmitted by the sender is. So for 59, our answer is 0.07 to 0.09. Consider the data transfer using TCP over a 1 GPS link, assuming that the maximum segment lifetime MSL is set to 60 seconds. The minimum number of bits required for the sequence number field of the TCP header to prevent the sequence number space from wrapping round during the MSL is. So for 60, our answer is 33, right? And similarly, one processor X1 operating at 2 GHz as a standard 5-stage RISC instruction pipeline having a base CPI of 1 without any pipeline hazards For a given program P that has 30% branches, instruction control hazard occurs 2 cycle stall for every branch. A new version of the processor X2 operating at same clock frequency has an additional branch predictor unit BPU that completely eliminates stall for correctly predicted branches. There is neither any saving nor any additional stall for wrong predictions. So there are no structural hazard and data hazards for X1 and X2. If the BPU has a prediction accuracy of 80%, the speed up rounded off to 2 decimal places obtained by X2 over X1 in executing P is, so for 61 our answer is 1.42 to 1.45. 62 is consider the queues Q1 containing 4 element and Q2 containing none shown as the initial state in the figure. The only operation allowed on these two queues are EQs, this one, and DQ queue. So the minimum number of NQ operations on Q1 required to place the element of Q1 and Q2 in reverse order, right, shown as in the final state, without using any additional range. So for 62 our answer is 0 actually. For 63, consider two files system A and B that use a contiguous allocation and linked allocation respectively. A file of size 100 blocks is already stored in A and also in B. Now consider inserting a new block in the middle of the file between 50th and 51st block whose data is already available in the memory. Assume that there are enough free block at the end of the file and that the file control blocks are already in memory. Let the number of disk access required to insert a block in the middle of the file in A and B are NA and NB respectively. Then the value of NA plus NB is 63. The answer is 153. Consider demand paging system with 4 page frames initially empty and LRU page replacement policy. For the following page reference string, the page fault rate defined as the ratio of number of page faults to the number of memory access, right? So for 64 our answer is 0.6 to 0.6. Now consider the following grammar along with the translation rules. Okay, so these are the grammar given here. Hash and percentage are operators and ID is a token that represent an integer and ID value. So represent the corresponding integer value. The set of non-terminal is strp and subscripted non-terminal indicates an instance of the non-terminal. Using this translation scheme, the computed value of SVL for root of the parse tree for the expression this one is, so for this the answer is 80. So yeah friends, this was all about this paper. I know that there are these lengthy questions. These cannot be no understand easily if you are watching them first time, but if you have done some practice and you know the at least basic idea, sometimes you get the picture only. Okay, I'll do this and this and that, then we can get this answer. So again, by doing this quick recap, you will get the whole concept again in your mind. So yeah, thanks for being with us. Keep watching the video, like, share and subscribe. I'll definitely put all other papers as well. Right, thank you.